Shrotagan, welcome to my show Nepali NRN Adda. And today I have very special guest. He is well known to Nepali NRN community in US and around the world. And luckily today Saraswati Puja, I was just trying to get connect with him, and he accepted my request. Welcome to the show, Rosadai. Hope you are well and enjoying your trip.
Thank you, Jay. Yes, I am doing well. Thank you very much.
Awesome. So today is what a auspicious day. Today is a Saraswati Puja. Hamro, like a childhood memory. This is one of the biggest festival we celebrate in our school time. And so you are product of Saraswati High School, Janakpur. So today is Saraswati Puja. Would you like to say a few words with your memory and your maybe pastime with the experience of Saraswati Puja? This can be also education for our new young kids here in America. Maybe they don't know what is Saraswati Puja.
Yeah, well, first of all, happy Saraswati Puja to everyone. And those of you who do not know what Saraswati means, Saraswati is a goddess who represents the education and knowledge and wisdom. And without her, you wouldn't be getting any of those things. Fortunately, not only that I had the opportunity to see the temple, but also be part of the school that has a name after her, Saraswati High School, and Saraswati Puja used to mean a lot because it was the day when we used to go pray Saraswati, ask her to give us the best grade, make us number one, number two, and hope that will help us to succeed in life. Also, the day that there used to be puja, we used to eat bunia, laddu, and kesor. There's a fruit called kesor and tarai, and eat those things. So it reminds me of my childhood, and many of childhood years. Every year after year that I went to Saraswati High School and did the praying to Ma Saraswati, and it reminds me of that, and also meeting friends and celebrating it, putting a beer and so on. So it meant a lot. It was actually one of the major celebration. It was like I would say, beside Diwali and Dasai, Saraswati was one of the key holidays.
That's awesome, right? So you are like very blessed with the Mata Saraswati's because you have traveled around the world and you left your hometown and seeking the knowledge. And this whole show is about sharing the idea, and so people can get educated, make better decision, and do good in life. So overall, right now you have been traveling around the world, and recently I saw your post. You are in Nepal. So right now Nepal is in a new chapter of this new election. The Gen Z movement had brought this, like a lot of energy in the new election because this thing is happening. Do you have any like your thoughts like how this is progressing and is going to impact on growth and prosperity and changes in Nepal for the better?
Yeah, so here's my take. First of all, I am not surprised to see how ISP and Balin and Raviz have gotten so much support, and has been like growing so fast. I'm not surprised because when I was in Janakpur, and I also was in a bus coming from Bardivas, and I met, almost 4 or 5 different people. Even in Janakpur, Vada number one office, in front of that, I talked with maybe 8 or 9 different people, locals. They were like, at the coffee, tea shop, and all of them were pretty much sick and tired of this business as usual in the politics, and all the all the the national level, even like a local level, politicians and parties are giving them all sort of like a what do you call it, comment, statements saying we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and the country is going downhill and it's been going downhill. So they were not very happy about it, and I knew that, and I have been sharing this to my friends. And look, things are not the same as you probably think. And before that, as you probably know, last year I was in Nepal for about 2 3 months and stayed in Kathmandu. I rented a house in Budanilkant, and similarly spoke to many people, and they had a same sentiment. This was a pre-Genji and Andolan, and people were very, very upset, very angry, and they were saying like they were looking for alternative politics, meaning they were looking for at that time RSP and Rabi. That's what they wanted to see the leadership in, and that's exactly what I saw. And they didn't say the name in Tarai, but they said they're gonna support for independence. That's exactly what they say. All of them. In fact, I did not find even one person saying I'm gonna vote AMLA or Congress and this and that. And so I knew that the independent party RSP is gonna play a very, very big role in this coming election. I knew that, but a lot of people didn't see it. So it was no surprise to me, the support and the people that showed up in Parabiga Maidan on the day when Balin and Rabi stood up side by side, and the kind of support they pour in. It was no surprise to me. And then what was surprise to me was when Balin stood up himself with the RSP banner, and the number of people that showed up in Chapa, in Oli's hometown, where he thinks he is the king, and Balin brought more people than Oli ever have done that in even in Japa. So you can see the growing popularity of independent party, RSP, and a Balin in particular, like growing in Tarai, as you see, and as you know that the Janakpur was the first breakthrough simply because people had not really heard a complete statement or speech by Balin before that, because Balin used to be known as a just like a one line in a like a person, and or in one line in a Twitter, and he didn't used to give that. And then he explained in Janakpur why he didn't do that, because he was busy. He didn't have a time to just talk bullshit and give like a unnecessary statement and a comment. And now he has time. Now he's running for national office, and then this is what he had to say, and what he said was amazing, amazing. He really stole, and I want to say the show in Janakpur. He stole the whole election, and so my friend, uh, there will be a very big, awakening. 20, I think 23rd, whenever the election is, the night of that election or day after, when the result starts coming out, there will be a huge change taking place in the country, and that change will have, RSP, Rabi, and Balin written and then spoken all over again and again.
Oh, that's awesome. Right. So there is a many NRNs overseas. They are probably fan of old parties and old guards. So right now, what do you say the mindset of the NRNs, because they are not sure who is this guy is, and because he just just joined the RSP, and how they are going to perform, maybe a lot of people are not sure. But I see right now, even my lot of old friend back home, they are leaving other old parties and joining this movement. So, do you have any message for NRNs? They should support this movement, or they should keep doing with the following their old parties. What is good for here for NRNs?
Okay, so let me tell you about that. Many people, especially those who have been living in this country, meaning in America for a long time, have known me. and I represented the democracy and democratic value. I have organized many protests in support of democracy. I have done that in San Francisco, nationally. I have written articles, and I have written comments and Facebooks and everybody, but that does not mean, like a Democrat does not mean that you have to stick with in your daddy's party, and then no matter how bad they perform, no matter how bad they do, you keep supporting them. It does not mean that. I mean, if you talk about daddy's party, my dad went to jail. My uncle went to jail for in Sat Salko Krantima, for Congress Party, and I myself was more close to Congress Party than, although I never took membership of any party, but I was more close to Congress Party than anybody else. I knew personally Kisunji, Chakradai, old timer, even like Ramsar Mahat. They all knew me in my first name basis, and I knew them very, very well. And so by association, by action, I have been a Democrat, and but I just don't like the level of the party, and I don't really care what anybody thinks, like the party is. Party simply symbolizes, something. And the Nepali Congress Party symbolize democracy. And now we are already in a democratic system of governance. And so party means a lot less, And so my message to everybody is, look, you tried 36 years to give a chance to three different parties, you know, MLA, Congress, Maowadi, all this 36 years. How much more you have to give a chance to them? And so if you don't learn and you do the same thing again and again, you know, meaning ke bane, you are not really thinking through. It is what Einstein called the definition of insanity, doing the same thing again and again and expecting different result. These are the new guys. But if anyone tells you or tells me, oh, we don't know Balin. You don't know Balin. Only way you don't know Balin, as if you're sleeping for all these 3 years. If you even have a little consciousness about Nepali politics, then you have to know who Palin is. You have to know what he has done to Kathmandu. I have been going to Nepal every single year for last 12 years, actually almost like 14 times in 12 years, meaning more than once a year in some year. And I have seen how Kathmandu was, and I have seen in last 3-4 years since Balin came, what Kathmandu has become. And so to say you don't know Balin, his works, simply either you're denying or you are a very close-minded person. You don't want to open your mind. And so if you have a closed mind and you don't want to think, you have a party and a party star and a party whatever the jola in your mind, then I have nothing to say. You do whatever you want to say it. You want to do whatever support you want to do it. But if you have a little open mind, you must think that country cannot keep doing the same thing that country did for last 36 years, because what country did in the last 36 years, result is there. Result is like more than 4 or 5 million people living in the country. Countries like the lawlessness. It's called democratic country, but there's no democracy in practice. You have politicians have been like politically basically prosecuted in the name of thuggery and other sort of like charges. Nepal is not a democratic country, and if you think it's just going to change, uh, because of new leaders coming in the Congress parties, you are mistaken. The new leader is also part of the same system. And he was there when all of these things happened. He was a Mahamantri, for like the last 3 or 4, whatever years. And he didn't say anything. He didn't do anything. Even when, people were killed, 76 people got killed. Even next day, and he didn't say anything. Even when millions and millions of rupees and dollars were found, burned dollars and rupees were found in his leader's house, he didn't say a single word. You know why? Because he was afraid that if he did that, he's going to be angry. He thought he's going to resign, then he's going to get automatically president. But when he did not become automatically president, then only he started making noises. So you think he's a brave? He's a coward. Gagan Thapa is a coward. I know him personally. I have met him few times. One time I invited him in Atlanta. So I know Gagan Thapa more than most of those jokers that going around doing his like his argument in the media. I know more than I can even tell what Gagan had told me and the conversation we had and all those things. And I used to back then I used to admire him. But now today, no, that's gone. That's history. That's past. What he was, what kind of person he was, what kind of leader he wanted to be, aspired. That's all gone. He has proven everything. He has a lying record in the parliament. To this day, he has not been able to provide anything. And so you want to go after some that kind of person, go ahead, not a problem. But if you have an open mind and you think you have a logic, then you must open your mind. Young guy, 35, 36 years old, this mayor who has proven more than any of the leaders in Nepal in such a short time. Ravi Lamithani, party president, who has proven more, even with all the prosecution, all the everything happening to me, still saying, I trust the system. I don't want any my party member to talk bad about anybody else. That's what he says. Look at the difference in the leadership and the style and everything, substance. And if you and his record as a activist journalist, and what he has done, how many people he has helped. So if you don't see that as a experience, then you don't understand what politics is all about. You don't understand, what politics should be about. And so if you do have open mind, my appeal to all of those people, open-minded people, close-minded, I have nothing to say. You can do whatever you want. Regardless of what they say, what they do, ultimately RSP is going to be a majority party. And after this election, Balendra Saha is going to be, but he's going to be the prime minister of Nepal. That's a given. And that I knew even before JNG Andolan. And as I
Okay,
said,
so
and
here
so,
I have
so, so
one more like cross question here. So because right now, Gagan Thapa is a new generation of Nepali Congress Party. He just broke this kind of uh, current their summit, and he became the new chairman of the Nepali Congress Party. So don't you think like most of the diaspora Nepali who are follower of Nepali Congress and these worldwide Nepali Congress followers, they should give a chance because he have never been in that like leadership position. He was there maybe in the team, but he was never a captain. So you had seen that the old guard were the captain for so long. They captured the whole democracy process. There are no primary, nothing. No new people have no chance. So do you think there is a at least one chance people should give Gagan Thapa maybe this time?
well, here's the thing. As far as like NC president is concerned, I think he's a better choice. There's no question about it. And especially the alternative that there was, which is basically none, Dewa. And so compared to that, I definitely say that Gagan represents the new generation. But I would not give him, I would not give him a credit beyond that. Simply the reason is this. And as I said earlier, he had a chance many, many times. He had a chance, when they were they had a partnership with Emali. He had said that he was not going to accept it. He accepted that. They had a chance. He had a chance to, step in and say, something when so many Jainjis died. He didn't say anything. He had a chance, even after that, he had a chance to say the money that was found in Deoba's house was wrong. And if it is ill-gotten money, there's, like he should be prosecuted as per the law. He didn't say anything. He missed again. And so he only time he did something is because he saw it was the only chance he has. Either do it or don't. If he don't say anything, that means Deoba, will pass that baton to somebody else, and not Gagan Thapa. And he had to do it just for himself. So there's nothing bravery about that in terms of giving him a chance to be prime minister, you don't speak when 76 people die and you want to be prime minister?
Yeah,
To
that's the
me,
serious question.
such a coward, morality that you carry through, and you want to be leader of the country? No way. You're not going to get my support. And this is coming from someone who invited him in Atlanta in 2015 in a convention, paid travel ticket, hotel, food, all provided, you know. And I did it on behalf of the part, ANA, of course. But I did that simply because I wanted to give a young leader a chance to, show that, hey, people should know someone like him. Invited other leader as well, but Gagan Thapa was one of the three people that I invited from Nepal. The other one was a Jainishan, and then other was Rabindra Adhikari. All three of them. Rabindra unfortunately died in a plane crash. So I did that. Why? Because I thought they were the future of the country. That is why I invited them. You know, but why do I think this way now? Because I have seen him. You don't have to be president of the party to show your reflect your character. You don't have to be, you know, you can show your courage anytime from any position. And to me, he failed.
That's awesome. So let's transition this question to this master stroke of Balen. Uh, in spite of he is having a very safe place like Kathmandu or Mahatari or Janakpur, he decided to come to this Jhapa 5. So what are your thoughts about that? हेलो साथीहरू, सो अब यो सेकेन्ड पार्ट अफ यो इन्टरभ्यूमा म अब रोजा दालाई अर्को दुई तिनवटा क्वेसनहरू छ जो लास्टमा म सोध्न गइरहेको छु. सो अहिले हजुरले भन्नुभयो कि बालेन हैज ह्युज चान्स टु फर्म द गभर्मेन्ट, मेबी विनिङ द इलेक्सन, बट राइट नाउ if we see the election scenario, you see there's a big four. I mean, this Maoist are one group, Oli is one group, and then you have Congress, and then the Rasapa. Right now, I think these Madhesi parties are sidelined. Most of the people, even from Madhesi party, they are getting attracted towards the Rasapa, like independent party. So, in a lot of these, political analysts are thinking that Nepal will have after the election the hung parliament and nobody will have my majority. So do you think like maybe this scenario, because it will take a long time to get 100% majority and change the constitution to make development, pro development, and pro less bureaucratic to help newcomers to develop the nation. What's your have you thought like a little bit farther ahead post election scenario in Nepal? What's your thoughts on that?
Yes, I have. I think the one thing, first thing, which you said is it's about hunger parliament. Because there are like four parties, three big, according to the last election, and plus one, which is RSP. But this is what people not understanding it. And they are looking at everything from the old lenses. What happened 4 years ago, or 3.5, 4 years ago, in the election, and comparing that with today's scenario would be a big mistake, because in the last 3.5 years, a lot had changed. In fact, in the last 1 year, it had already changed quite a bit. And then in the last 2-3 months, since after the JNG movement, it had changed even significantly. And therefore, you must not look at things, like what happened in the past and as a reference point of last election, and that's why conclude that this is going to be hung election. No, it won't be hung election. It will be very clear, very decisive, and RSP is going to have a majority. There's no question about it. That's my prediction. Okay. Now, beyond that, whether it's going to be three quarter or it's going to be less than that, two-third, I don't know at this at this point. In fact, there's a wide speculation and among the analysts, they think it could even exceed, like a super majority, get into well into territory of two-third majority. So it's possible that could happen. But even if that does not happen, in a single majority, even single vote majority, meaning 51% will give RSP chance to form the government, balance to be prime minister. Now comes to the changing part. The election result, even if it's a majority, is an indication of a mandate of change, according to Genji aspirations. And Genji had like a few demands, such as the direct the executives, a proportional voting system, and so on. So I think even if the RSP gets only just a simple majority, doesn't get two-third, the other parties, especially if Gagan or Congress party becomes the second largest party, if it becomes that, then it will have to support people's mandate. If it does not, then they will have to be worried that next election they're not going to have even that much. And so I am sure that Gagan Thapa or whoever is going to be the second largest party will have and I don't see actually UML and or Mahabadi, whatever their new name is going to have any significant presence in the parliament, in the next parliament. So I'm assuming it's going to be Congress party. And so if it's going to be Congress party, they will have to, think, and they will have to compromise with the majority party RSP, who are going to be trying to deliver the aspiration of the JNG movement. And therefore, I don't see that's going to be any problem, even not having a two-third majority outright. And so I see changes coming in Nepal. I see there will be a new prime minister, and I also see the changes, especially when it comes to the corruption, and then a clean government, along with the other two that I have pointed out. I think that will be on the top of the agenda, and the Congress Party new leadership will go along with it. That's my take.
Awesome, Dai. So, like, I have last two questions. So, strategy wise, the not Gagan's entry. I'm talking about this Balensa entry. The way he addressed the Janakpur, that his speech. How do you evaluate? It looks like one of the top speech I ever seen. Kind of, you energize the crowd, and then in 10 minutes he covered everything from republic to the federalism to the development to the tourism. Do you have any, like, your view, like how good was his speech? It looked like one of the very historic speech.
Okay, here's the thing. My take is he's the first, not only as a candidate, but even as a mayor, he had not given such a speech before. And people thought like he only two-liner, one-liner, only he gives that on Twitter. And so it was his first opportunity to show people that he's not really one-liner leader. He knows how to talk. He can deliver, he can connect, and he can communicate, and he can connect. And so that's exactly what he did. What he did is like by communicating, and the method of communication, meaning the local language, the Maithili language, he not only connected with the people, but also sent a message to all his friends and foes alike that he is a leader of a national caliber. So with one stroke of that speech, he basically, kind of like had a victory on almost 4 or 5 different fronts. And so I think it was very genius. It was a master stroke. And not only that, his strategy, like for Janakpur to be the first, even though he's from Jaleshwar, his father were from Jaleshwar, to make Janakpur as a focal point. That's number one. Using Maithili language, that's number two. Because many people didn't even know that Balan could speak Maithili.
Right.
Honestly, even I did not know. I thought maybe he didn't speak. By the way, Balan and I, of course, he's a lot younger. He could be my son, but we were born in the same place. I was also born in Jalesur. So, and I know I've been to his that town, Ekdora. I think Ekdora or something like that. That town, which is basically that's about 2 3 kilometer out of Jalesur. It's a part of Jalesur now, but it used to be back then. It used to be different. So, anyways, so he did that, and so immediate after that, then he comes to Japa and gives another presence, and then makes another small comment statement, but then again connecting with the people. So I think he has proven in a very short time that he's a statesman, he's a leader, and he can, and it's all strategized. It's all part of the strategy. And he not only he also he can strategize so well. Even like experienced the politicians will have a difficulty matching even close to him. Honestly,
Oh, that's awesome analysis, right there. Because I feel the same thing, because I have watched so many great speeches from Obama to, Deng Xiaoping to Jiang Zemin to Xi Jinping to, even these Republicans here right now. I think this was one of the very short and to the point, and it can connect the like voters.